You weren't even in country. Eat shit and die, you fucking Spanish American, you fucking Pogue. I was there, man.
Hi folks, welcome to the Salty Seaman. I'm going to start a little series here. Been doing a lot of stuff here recently, helping out new people in the service. Give a couple of tips about how not to be a boot. A little bit of advice about washing your ass. Today, some more practical stuff. We're going to talk about lingo and terminology for the military that the new guy just might not know right off the hand. Might be a good idea to know this stuff before you go in. Most of my active duty and former active duty retired know most of these. Some of these are branch specific. I know more Navy than I know anything, obviously, but I've got a few from the others thrown in here just for fun. Asked a bunch of my military friends because I don't know all of them off the top of my head. So I'm just going to go down the list I got right here and we'll have fun with it. This will probably be a multi-part series, so this is just part one. If I didn't get to one you like, put it in the comments. Maybe I don't know it. Maybe it'll be in the next one. All right, starting right off, the Greenie Weenie, or that's kind of a Marine thing or Army thing. I guess the Navy and Air Force would be the Blue Weenie. That is essentially the omnipresent giant dick that's fucking you. That basically means, like, say you have a 96 hour liberty for a 4-day weekend, and all of a sudden your CO cancels at last minute because there's too many DUIs, and we're going to have a big old safety stand down. That's the Greenie Weenie or the Blue Weenie fucking you right in the ass. Skating. This is a Navy Marine term. I think the Army and Air Force call it something different. This is gold bricking or slacking off or avoiding work. Sharpen your skates. You want to be a skater. Someone accuses you of skating. That's what they mean. You're not doing your job, or you're actively avoiding not doing your job or getting assigned to a working party and fun stuff like that. You fly, I buy, or I buy, you fly. However you want it. I think kind of self-explanatory. You have a group of people working. You need someone to go get snacks and sodas or whatnot. That's what you say. Someone's buying, someone's flying. Ricky boxing. You go to Navy boot camp, you might hear this one. Ricky boxing is beating off. Ricky, by the way, another one, a recruit. Gear adrift. This is things that aren't secured for sea, another term. Especially on a ship or really probably any service, maybe they call it anything else, but we call it gear adrift in the Navy. It's just shit lying around. It's gear adrift because ships rock and shit starts to fucking go everywhere, so we prefer to have everything in its proper place, tied down or inside a locker of some sort. Gee dunk. This is a term for snacks essentially, and it's usually like a small ship store, what we call the gee dunk. Where the word comes from, no one really knows. Lots of theories on it though. But yeah, it just means snacks. Another one kind of weird, scuttlebutt. Scuttlebutt is a water fountain or a roomer. And those two tie together. Where else are you going to talk about a roomer but around the scuttlebutt? So that's what those mean. Turn two. In the Navy, this is what they say at the beginning of the workday, or they used to. I don't know if they do that anymore. I don't remember if my last ship said turn, but usually when the start of the workday commences after quarters and cleaning stations and whatnot, they go turn to commence ship's work. So they announce that, and turning to means working hard. You might see someone do this, you know, there we go. Turning to, see, ha ha ha. That's turning to. That means working hard. Midrats, midnight rations. That is people on deployment, people underway on a ship. There's a fourth meal, and it ain't Taco Bell. It's more of the mess decks or the galley or an MRE, whatever it is. But that's your midnight rations, your midrats. Those are for nighttime workers. That's the late night meal. Bug juice. I could swear, like a lot of people keep requesting this one. I could swear I knew this one before. I guess not a military term, a civilian term. But yeah, Kool-Aid. It's like a fruit juice kind of thing made from a powder. They put it in big jugs on the mess decks or the galley. Bug juice. Not made from actual bugs. Hopefully. Tactical acquisition. Stealing. Being a ninja. Ninjaing something. Just taking something from another department that ain't yours because your department probably needs it at that moment. That's different from like stealing someone's personal shit. That one's a little more understandable, but you can still get your ass kicked for it because obviously that department doesn't want to lose their shit. Tying in with the Greenie Weenie or the Blue Weenie, BOHICA. It's a acronym, means bend over, here it comes again. Basically, again, getting fucked in the ass by the military. PUKA. This is either a shelf or like a office space. Military uses the word. I think I remember one time where it came from, but I fucking forgot it. But yeah, it's a cubicle, and if you're on like a shore duty kind of workspace, and I've also heard like little compartment shelving areas called PUKAs too. A Wook or a Wookie, that's a derogatory term for a female Marine. Navy, I've heard Navaho. There's all sorts of sexist, terrible terms for women, but those are two that I know of pretty well, is Wook or Navajo. Maybe you've heard it through cultural osmosis, but the Navy Marines call the bathroom a head. Air Force and Army, it's a latrine. But they both mean the same thing, it's a bathroom. A mess crank or food crank or just a crank. It's derogatory term for a food service attendant. It's a person who helps the cooks out washing dishes in the scullery, cleaning the place. It's something every junior guy goes to a ship has to do. Something similar in the Marine. I mean, Marines come on the ship, they do mess cranking too, but they have a similar program in the Marine specific called FAP, Fleet Assistance Program. They go work at the post office, help out there and other places like that. Yes, it's called FAP. Make all the jokes you want. BCGs are birth control glasses. These are the ones you'll probably get. Actually, I don't know if maybe they give you your frame of choice now. Traditionally, the ugly, giant black rimmed or brown rimmed glasses were called birth control glasses because you ain't getting laid in them. Traditionally, modern kind of hipster times, those glasses really aren't out of style at the moment. And I don't even know if they issue them in boot camp anymore. I think, and some of them might issue like the frame of choice, which is, they started in the late 90s. But traditionally, that's what it means. Big, ugly glasses are birth control glasses. And a couple of big ones here, especially for the warfighter side, Pogue and REMF. Pogue is person other than grunt. A lot of varying ideas where that came from, or even if Pogue even stands for POG, person other than grunt, but that's what we take it to mean now. Person who's not in front, is not in infantry, is not in combat. As a rule, REMF kind of ties in that rear echelon motherfuckers. People who aren't in the front, on the tip of the spear, aren't in combat. So pretty derogatory terms for people from the infantry and the front lines. Take it as you will. It's all in good fun, right? Anyway, I think I'll stop right there. I will do a couple more videos on these for my old salts. Please let me know in the comments any ones you'd like to hear or think I deserve to be on these lists. There'll be a few more coming up in the future, and that's all I got for now. I'll catch you freaks later. Peace.